Call the regular meeting of the Ascension Parish Council, Thursday, June 16th, to order, please. Our invocation tonight will be led by State Chief Fire Marshal Butch Browning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's an honor to be here with you and the wonderful people of Ascension Parish. And Mr. Bell, I appreciate you asking me to come and speak. And you told me it's a very special night. We're honoring the best of the best, a dignitary in Ascension Parish. And when I got here, I took my picture with the sheriff, and you said that wasn't him. So, with that said, I'll pray for the night. Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, as we come to you in prayer, we thank you for the men and women who are in this room. You see, these people represent what it's about for giving. You know, you give us a vision to serve your people, a vision to be givers. And I can tell you the people in this room exemplify your wishes. But they need strength, they need encouragement, and they need along the way to know that they're doing your will. So we ask tonight that you take a moment to put your special hands on the leadership of Ascension Parish. God, they're doing a wonderful job. They're trying so hard to serve your people. We ask that you look over the people of Ascension Parish, and we remember that we're here to represent every person, the weakest and the strongest. For all these things, we come to you. I ask that you continue to look over our servicemen as they fight for our ability to assemble today and to have a government of the people and for the people. For all these things, Father, we ask in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Chief. Our pledge tonight will be led by Ascension Parish Sheriff Jeff Wiley, followed by the Madison Levy singing the national anthem.
Please follow along with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Levy. Madison Levy is a sophomore at Dutchtown High School, and she was the People's Choice winner of the recent Ascension Idol competition. Miss Levy.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Ms. Levy. Roll call, Ms. Sinman. Missing tonight is Councilman Adrian Thompson and Councilman Benny Johnson. Don't have any chair additions. Anyone wish to speak on any item, please sign up. Any agenda item, sign up with Cinnamon or Myra. We'll move right into our presentation section. Tonight we're honored to have Mr. Troy Landry. What I'd like to do first, President Morton, is Clay Stafford from the City of Gonzales has a presentation on behalf of the city and Mayor Arsenault. Troy, come forward, please. Followed by Ascension Parish Sheriff Jeff Wiley.
Clay Stafford with the City of Gonzales. I'm here representing Mayor Arsenault. And he couldn't be here tonight, but he wanted me to present you with this certificate honoring you as an honorary citizen of the City of Gonzales, and I'll read it real quick. Under and by virtue of authority vested in me by the Constitution and laws of the state of Louisiana, I, Barney D. Arsenault, Mayor of the City of Gonzales, have designated, constitute, and appointed, and by these presents do designate, constitute, and appoint Troy Landry as an honorary citizen of the City of Gonzales, Jambalaya capital of the world, home of the friendliest and most hospitable people in the South, a city where you never meet a stranger and never leave hungry, and where we are proud of our Cajun heritage and cuisine. And we would like to thank you for being a great ambassador for this area and that Cajun heritage and cuisine, and representing this area to the rest of the country. I know you're very famous. He was a famous person on my street. As you can see, I brought some fans with me tonight. Also, key to the city of Gonzales. Thank you.
I just wanted to say thank you all very much. That's quite an honor. And I would have never dreamed me and my boys catching a bunch of big alligators would have got us this far. But, you know, I think what makes our show so popular is not just the idea of the alligators, but the beauty of the swamps and the bayous that we take for granted. And also, I think people favor my boys and I on the show because we do what all of us do on a normal basis. We friendly to people. We go out our way and have big cook-offs and cookouts, and you know, and they see that on the show, and people feel that, and that's all they talk about when we meet strangers. Is man, I want to go down there and cook with y'all and have a good time, and you know, it's what Cajun and what people from South Louisiana do, and we're proud of that. And you know, and y'all showing the same thing I showed to them people, y'all just showed to me, and it really means a lot to me, and I want to thank y'all very much.
Troy, come get a picture with Clay. All right, so thank you, Clay. Sheriff Wiley?
Lay that one down. Put that one. Well, in the words of Troy Landry, we ain't true yet. Miss Landry, welcome to Ascension Parish. I mean, I know he will tell. You better be able to say that she's like, if not the most famous, she's the best one in the Landry family.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Here's what I have. Tony, I don't need that. Okay.
It's very prideful for me to be here, and Pat and the council, thanks so much for inviting me to this celebration of a real treasure in South Louisiana, and somebody that we are officially adopting. I know you have a sheriff down the bayou, Sheriff Waggisback, and a good friend of mine. But what I'm going to give you tonight, I bet you he hasn't given you yet. All right? So don't forget that, Ms. Landry. All right? Here's what I have. In the name and by the authority vested in me, know ye that I, Jeffrey F. Wiley, Sheriff of the Parish of Ascension, have nominated, constituted, and appointed Troy Landry as an honorary sheriff. It's had honorary deputy sheriff, and I said, ooh, not for Troy. Of the Parish of Ascension. He is therefore carefully and diligently to observe and follow such orders and directions from time to time as he shall receive from me, according to the laws and regulations concerning governing the duties of the sheriff from the Parish of Ascension. This commission to continue in force at the pleasure of the sheriff of the Parish of Ascension, in testimony witness thereof, unto my hand today, the 16th day of June, Jeffrey F. Wiley. Now what this is, and this is a plaque that you can hang, or maybe put it on your windshield, maybe. It might work for you. What gives me pride here is to bring you into part of the Ascension Parish family, as Tommy and the council are doing tonight. You are an ambassador. I watched you Sunday morning. Troy, who I've met several times, I'm watching him on Channel 2, the Sunday Journal, this past Sunday. And I started texting. This was before church, like 8 o'clock. I started texting my friends. Half of them know him because they're from down the valley. I said, Troy's on TV, John Pastoret, get him on. And you were, and what Pat and Tommy and Clay were saying, not only have you captured the hearts of the country, and maybe even parts outside the country, but it's your family. It's the way you conduct yourself, and the way you exemplify as we get ready to celebrate Father's Day. Maybe we ought to make you the National Father of the Year too with the show. Last thing, you're not a resident of Ascension Parish, are you? You can't run for sheriff here. We cool with that? I'll run with you. All right. Secondly, with this, you get passage free over the Sunshine Bridge. I don't know if I told you about
Whether you got another tool coming?
Salute, honorary sheriff of Ascension Parish, Troy Landry.
I don't know if you might own me after this.
And you have to promise to leave the Santa Maria Gators alone.
All right. Thank you all.
We already covered that, Jeff.
Thank you, Sheriff. President Martinez, please.
God damn. It's like Santa Claus time.
I'd like to ask your wife to come up, and you can introduce her tonight to people of Ascension Parish. We get to see her, but she doesn't get to say a whole lot on the
No,
show.
she usually stay in the background and don't say too much. When she does say something, I gotta listen. This is my wife Bernita of 29 years, almost 30 in September, and she's been beside me through good times and bad, and still here. And her and my boys, they coming out with a Cajun dictionary. Every time I say something that don't quite sound right, they write it down and say, Daddy, we're going to make a dictionary. We're going to make some money, we're going to sell it. But, yep, and this is my better half.
We here in Ascension Parish are proud of you and for being an ambassador. You know, we have several ambassadors in the area. We have John Foss and now you, and just people that go out and actually showcase what Louisiana and South Louisiana is all about. And you have a lot of fans here, not only in Gonzales and Ascension Parish, but throughout this entire area. And you know, I watch your show diligently, and I think it's just wonderful. Thought maybe you'd bring Liz tonight, but
She's too hard-headed. I left for home.
but anyway, on behalf of myself and the parish council, I need my glass of not like water. Parish of Ascension, State of Louisiana, proclamation to proclaim June 17, 2011 as Troy Landry Day in Ascension Parish. Whereas Troy Landry has been a lifelong resident of Pierreport, Louisiana, our neighboring Assumption Parish, and whereas Troy Landry has shown what it means to be the quintessential Cajun swamp man as he continues his career as a hunter and fisher of South Louisiana's bayous and wilderness areas, and whereas through his successful career, opportunities presented themselves to Landry and his family, and he now finds himself as a television star of the wildly popular Swamp People reality docuseries on the History Channel. And whereas Landry's love for his people and his heritage continues to be evident while he has become a worldwide ambassador representing South Louisiana as a whole. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed, I, Tommy Martinez, President of the Parish of Ascension, State of Louisiana, by the virtue of the authority vested in me, do hear and to proclaim June 17th, so you got to wait till tomorrow, Troy Landry Day in Ascension Parish, and make him an honorary parish president in this state, urging our citizens to accord him all respect and honor due to the honorary holder of this high office. So tomorrow is your day, and tomorrow you got all the property.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right. I got a new little grandbaby gonna be born tomorrow. Yeah, Jacob's wife is going in the hospital tomorrow morning. Yeah. But, you know, everywhere as we go, people tell it all the time. They say, Troy, you're making us so proud. Keep up the good work. And you know, it's what, not just me, my whole family. Mom and Daddy raised us, you know, we work hard. Daddy always was a commercial fisherman and a businessman, and we were just brought up being nice to other people and, you know, and trying to do the best of everything we could and make do with what we had. And God, I never thought it would have dreamed it would have got us to all it is, but I really appreciate it, and thank you all very, very much.
Thank you.
I don't know the key. I don't know if it's the key is the key to the jail, if ever I get put in jail, or if it's the key to the bank.
Probably a little bit of.
His bank, my jail. We kinda work together on it. I got a couple of things.
We'll next move to our parish president's report. President Martinez.
Yes, first of all, I have a special guest here tonight, Mr. Nicky Prejean. He's here to present the council with a check. Nicky?
Thank you, Mr. President. Troy, my father grew up in Low, Texas, back at Supreme. Yeah. We might be related. You know? I forgot the little lady's name, but she might have some praise on in the background too, because I swear to God, she was very talented. Sing way better than me. Appreciate all the things you all do. I'm still very, very pleased with this parish council. I called y'all police jurors about a year ago, and then I started calling y'all council, because now y'all work and act like a councilman. And just like Troy said, y'all work together and y'all work for the people. I ran a little survey in the last 6 weeks, and 17 people in Ascension Parish didn't like the council and didn't like the parish president. Part of them 17 wasn't even from here, but nevertheless, I commend you. And I make my second annual contribution toward Lamar Dixon Expo equestrian. Hopefully it could get used for matching funds if people want to have equestrian events at the facility. Who I'm supposed to give this to? Cinnamon or?
Give it to Gwen if she's here.
Gwen?
She's not here. Give it to Cinnamon.
All right. But I thank y'all so much.
Nicky, we appreciate you. Thank you.
And Councilman Blue Eye, he seems like a pretty good fellow. Blue Eye's a good people. I don't know about Randy. Check him out. But thank y'all.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Nicky.
Thank you, Nicky.
Anything else, President Martinez?
And last, I'd like to, Councilman Schexnayder went to Joplin, Missouri this week, and like him to maybe give us a little report on his trip, if he doesn't mind. I think it was a good gesture, and I thank him and the Jambalaya Festival Association for going over there while these people need different things and going up there and feeding them, and I think they appreciate it. But go ahead.
Well, thank you, President Martinez. Yes, it was an experience, to say the least, and it was an eye-opening thing. A lot of other people got together and really pushed this thing, and I jumped along with them to go and try to witness, because I had an opportunity to go, and I'm really, really glad I did. I don't think anybody here can imagine, because I tried to imagine the whole way up about the destruction and what those people were going through, because we experienced that here on a number of occasions. And yet, when you get there and you see it, and you see what really happened, it was total destruction for about 13 miles by a mile wide, and I mean total, nothing. It would be like from the levee over here by Armet all the way down 44 to Highway 61 with not one building standing and not a single leaf on any of the trees. That's what was remarkable. So they took us around and showed us what was going on, and what struck me is that the resiliency of these people, and all of them working together already. They've gotten the electricity on to the main sections of Joplin, in the main intersections, and they've cleared the roads, just about all of them, the main ones, and they're working on everything else. But they really, what the guy told me is everybody together is starting to learn in this country how to deal with disasters, and you're seeing a lot of the things that we experienced as maybe the lessons that we learned over here was learned by them, and they're doing a great job. But there's thousands of volunteers there, and they're showing up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and they're working all day long sifting debris till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And usually what ends up happening, they get about 2 hot dogs during the day, and they're about hot dogged out. And when we showed up and started cooking pastelaria and some Cajun stir fry and a jambalaya, and came out with some boiled shrimp that was donated by someone in Grand Isle that really experienced some hard times, but he wanted to do something also. They were just, everywhere we went to deliver food, they remarked that, oh, y'all the people from Louisiana, the cookers from Louisiana with the food. And that's what they thought about, the good things, and all they said was good things. And I think that's important. As Troy said, that's what South Louisiana is all about. They couldn't get over how hard we were working as we were preparing the food, but we always had a good time all day long. And we laughed and we joked and we helped people, and so they were very appreciative. And the reason I'm saying this is that the Jambalaya Festival Association was trying to set this up for about a week and a half or so, but we found out that it's really the hard times now, a month or so after. They're running out of people that just showed up and helping and leaving, and so they're running out of people to really help them cook food and things. And the Jambalaya Festival Association is running out over their budget. And so if you can help, all of the money goes strictly to fuel for the cooks that want to go down there. They don't want anything else. They just ask that their fuel be donated, and the food that was going to be cooked up there. And we're working with local people also up there. They are also getting in and donating food. There's also a few times that they're running short on help. So if you got some time off, if you want to do something that's really fulfilling, call Wally Italian, call Rhett Bourgeois, call Blair Lamandolas at Lamandola Supermarket, and or myself, and we'll hook you up to where to go and what to do. And if you wouldn't want to do that, but would rather send money, the same people, Wally Italian at the Jambalaya Association, and you can drop a check off at Lamandola Supermarket, and they'll see that it gets to the right place. We did that at a meeting today for the Baton Rouge Home Builders came to Ascension Parish for the first time, and they donated over $1,000 just passing the hat. So that was great. So we reach out to the people, and I know everybody gives a lot, and this is a very good cause that I witnessed firsthand. So we appreciate any help that anybody can give. Thank you.
Councilman Chestnut, I want to commend you. That's a second-story job well done. Anything else, President?
That's all I have.
Okay, sir. Next, we'll move into our consent agenda. And Councilman, before I get a motion, I want to announce on item 7F, there's a typo. The contract is for 1 year. It's the cooperative endeavor agreement between the Board of Supervisors and LSU and A&M College. The typo said 5 years. The contract is for 1 year. LSU knows about it. We've made the change, so I'll need a motion for consent agenda, please.
Motion.
Got a motion by Councilman Randy Cluart,
Second.
second by Councilman Dempsey Lambert. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. We'll move into our general business. I have Ascension Fund overview, a short 3-minute presentation. Okay, ma'am. Mrs. Elizabeth Neely.
Thank you so much, President Martinez, for inviting me to be here, and Mr. Bell for putting me on the agenda. I just want to introduce myself as the new Executive Director for the Ascension Fund. I have talked to some of you. I plan on talking to all of you at one point or another. I'm very excited about my charge, and that is to raise our endowment so that we can fund more grants to teachers. The Ascension Fund is an education fund. We provide grants to teachers every year in Ascension Parish. They write through a competitive RFP process, which I see heads shaking, so you know what it is. Mr. Cluott, I know you're very familiar with the Ascension Fund. So I just wanted to introduce myself. We've got a lot of amazing teachers in Ascension Parish. As you know, this is the fastest growing parish in the state. We need to raise more money so we can fund more grants. I'm just pleased to be here tonight, and I've passed around brochures for you. I've also passed around business cards. If you or your organization is interested in helping us, please give me a call, and I'll be delighted to come and visit with you in person. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Neely.
Yes.
Thank you. Next, I have a resolution, President Tommy Martinez and Martha Collins, Grant Officer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the council. This is a resolution to authorize the parish president to sign a corporate endeavor agreement with the Ascension St. James Airport Transportation Authority. We received funds from the Department of Energy, and currently the project that we were working on was not feasible, and therefore this project was chosen. And so we'd ask that you allow him to enter into this agreement on your behalf.
So moved.
Got a motion by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Any discussion? Any objection? Resolution passes. Item 10, please, ma'am. Ms. Collins.
Yes, sir. This is a grant, Community Water Enrichment Grant Fund. That's a program that's sponsored out of the Office of Community Development. We'd like to have authorization for parish president to sign and allow us to apply for this application, and Ms. Gwen LeBlanc on the financial.
Got a motion by Councilman Randy Cluart, second by Councilman Todd Lambert. Any discussion? Any objection? Resolution passes. President Martinez, please.
On both of those, just to clarify, this is going to go to ACUD 1 to help them with their water towers on the West Bank and lines, and the airport one is to put energy efficient lights on the runways. So that's $450,000.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Collins. Legal counsel, Ms. Tony Foltman, please. Item 11, Cooperative Endeavor Agreement between Fire Protection District Number 1, the Town of Sorrento, and the Sorrento Volunteer Fire Department.
This is an agreement that Fire Protection District Number 1, Town of Sorrento, and Sorrento Volunteer Fire Department already agreed upon, and we're asking you to ratify. The Town of Sorrento wants to put up extra money to the funds you already approved to buy fire trucks for extra equipment on the truck.
Okay. Got a motion by Councilman Randy Cluart, got a second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Thank you, ma'am. Planning and zoning recommendation, Mr. Ricky Compton, please. This is for review only.
Zoning Review ID 2161.11, Lot 147, Darrow, IMPTS, for Tori Scott, located on the north side of 2nd Street, approximately 200 feet west of Main Street, to amend the Ascension Parish zoning map from conservation to mixed use 2. The zoning commission recommended denial of the rezone for review only.
Review only. Thank you, Mr. Compton. Item 13, introduction of ordinance. Legal counsel, Ms. Tony Fulton, please.
This is zoning review ID 2157.11. Is St. Joseph School for Ascension Parish located on the northwest corner of LA Highway 44 and LA Highway 22 to amend the Ascension Parish zoning map to remove a historical site designation for St. Joseph School due to the site being removed from the National Register of Historical Places.
I have a motion to introduce Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Randy Cluart. Any objection? Ordinance is introduced. 14, please, ma'am.
This is to amend the ordinance approving, adopting, and appropriating the 2011 operating and capital budgets for the Parish of Ascension adopted by the Ascension Parish Council on the 29th day of November 2010.
Motion by Councilman Todd Lambert to introduce, second by Councilman Dempsey Lambert. Any objection? Ordinance is introduced. 15, please.
This is an ordinance to repeal descriptions and designations of existing Ascension Parish Council districts, establish new Ascension Parish Council districts, define the territory of each new district, describe the boundaries of each new district, designate each new district as proposed in Plan A2, and to address other matters relative thereto.
Motion by Councilman Oliver Joseph. Motion fails due to a lack of second. Item 16, please.
This is an ordinance to repeal descriptions and designations of existing Ascension Parish Council districts, establish new Ascension Parish Council districts, establish new Ascension Parish Council districts, define the territory of each new district, describe the boundaries of each new district, designate each new district as proposed in Plan B2, and to address other matters relative thereto.
A motion to introduce Councilman Chris Lohr, second by Councilman Randy Cluart. Any objection?
I oppose.
Got one objection. Give me a roll call, please, ma'am.
Councilman Randy Cluart,
Yes.
Councilman Cullen,
Yes.
Councilman Joseph,
No.
Councilman Dempsey Lambert,
Yes.
Councilman Todd Lambert,
Yes.
Councilman Chris Lohr,
Yes.
Councilman Shake Snyder,
Yes.
Councilman Valentine.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance is introduced. Item 17, ma'am.
This is an ordinance to reestablish precinct boundaries to ensure that they conform to census boundaries through the 2011 census and reapportionment as proposed in Plan A2.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Oliver Joseph. Motion fails by lack of a second. Item 18, please.
This is an ordinance to reestablish precinct boundaries to ensure that they conform to census boundaries through the 2011 census and reapportionment as proposed in Plan B2.
Motion.
A motion by Councilman Dennis Cullen, second by Councilman Randy Cluart. Any objection?
Yes.
One objection. Roll call, please.
Councilman Cluart,
Yes.
Councilman Cullen,
Yes.
Councilman Joseph,
Who?
Councilman Dempsey Lambert,
Yes.
Councilman Todd Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Chris Lohr,
Yes.
Shake Snyder,
Yes.
Councilman Valentine.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Ordinance is introduced. Moving to our public hearing ordinance section. 19, Ms. Fulton.
The purpose of this ordinance is to authorize and identify the penalties and processes for violations of the existing regulations. Whereas Ascension Parish is a local governmental subdivision as defined by Article 6, Section 44 of the Louisiana Constitution of 1974, and whereas the Parish of Ascension is the governing and responsible body within this jurisdiction, whereas Article 6 of the Home Rule Charter of Ascension Parish, adopted May 4th, 1993, identifies the process and manner in which to adopt ordinances regulating the lands of this parish, and whereas the Ascension Parish Drainage Ordinance Regulation was adopted on July 16, 2009, by Ordinance DR 09-01, And whereas this code was incorporated as Appendix 5 of the Parish Unified Land Development Code adopted December 17, 2009. Whereas this code has requirements set forth without any penalty or process in which to correct violations of the law enacted. Hence the purpose of this ordinance. Be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority that Section 17-5092 of Ascension Parish Unified Land Development is hereby created and adopted as outlined in Exhibit A.
Need a motion to open public hearing, please. Motion by Councilman Randy Cluart. Second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Anyone wish to speak on this agenda item, come forward. Sign in with Ms. Cinnamon, you'll be allowed 3 minutes. I need a motion to close public hearing, please. Motion by Councilman Dennis Cullen.
Second.
Second by Councilman Todd Lambert. I'll need a motion to approve the ordinance, please. Motion by Councilman Dennis Cullen, second by Councilman Randy Cluart. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is adopted. Item 22, please, ma'am.
This is to declare a 1980 Ford L-800 chassis as surplus and transfer title pursuant to a cooperative endeavor agreement attached hereto and made a part hereof. Whereas the Ascension Parish Government Fire Protection District Number 2 owns a 1980 Ford L-800 chassis bearing VIN F82JVA5527 that is surplus equipment and is no longer needed by the parish. Whereas the City of Donaldsonville has need for this equipment, and Ascension Parish Government is requesting the transfer and donation of said equipment. Therefore be it ordained that the Ascension Parish Council, as the governing authority in and for the Parish of Ascension, does hereby declare the aforementioned vehicle to be surplus and authorize the conveyance and transfer of all rights, title, and interest in one 1980 Ford L-800 chassis bearing vehicle identification number.
Need a motion to open public hearing, please. Motion by Councilman Kent Shakespeare, second by Councilman Todd Lambert. Anyone wish to speak on this item, please come forward, sign in with Ms. Cinnamon. You'll be allowed 3 minutes. Need a motion to close public hearing. Motion by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Second by Councilman Dempsey Lambert. Need a motion to approve the ordinance. Got a motion by Councilman Kent Shakespeare. Second by Councilman Randy Cluart. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is adopted. As we move on, before we get to Councilman Todd Lambert, I'd like to announce this morning, I was with Brian McNabb, from Congressman Cassidy's office, and presented us with a new flag that has just been recently flown over the nation's capital. And we will present this on July 21st to the veterans at Veterans Park. I'd like to give thanks to John Conley, Clint Falcon, Lester Kenyon, Tony Folkman, Cinnamon and Myra, and Miss Beth James for helping us put this meeting on tonight. We appreciate it. I have birthdays. I have President Martinez. Happy birthday to you. That's tomorrow. So, got Lester Kenyon, July 1st. Ronnie Fairchild, June 23rd. Miss Kimbrough, June 30th. Happy birthday to all of y'all. Deputies, Ascension Parish deputies, thank y'all. We appreciate you. And last and certainly not least, I always want to end on a note of thanking all of our parish employees for their job they do, the pride they have, and they make Ascension Parish the best there is. Thank y'all. Also, getting with what Councilman Shakespeare had gone to Joplin, there's another trip. Ms. Charlotte Guidry from the Ascension Citizen, she's raising funds to send Mr. Lester DePlessis and an 18-wheeler to Joplin. Anyone need more information? She's got half of her money raised. It's for fuel cost only. And checks can be made out to Volunteer Ascension and mailed to them. Anyone need anything, please call Charlotte at the Ascension Citizen, and she'll tell you more about it or where to send your check. Thank you. Councilman Todd Lambert. Got a motion to adjourn by Councilman Lambert, second by Councilman Chris Lower.